with SRN News. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A church explosion in upstate New York sends 5 people to the hospital. It leaves 2 in critical condition.
An explosion, possibly from gas, rips through a church in upstate New York Tuesday morning, injuring 5 people, including the pastor and 4 firefighters who were responding to a report of a gas odor at the Abundant Life Church in rural Boonville, about 50 miles northeast of Syracuse. State troopers say the building was reportedly heated by propane cylinders. Police say 4 people were in the church's basement when the furnace turned on, triggering an explosion. A firefighter on the first floor trying to ventilate the building was thrown against a wall by the blast. I'm Julie Walker.
More legal woes for social media platforms in Europe. Correspondent Lisa Dwyer reports.
X is facing a new EU privacy investigation after its Grok chatbot generated non-consensual deepfake images on the platform. Ireland's Data Protection Commission says Grok has created and shared sexualized images of real people, including children. While X has added some limits to Grok, European authorities are still not satisfied. X also faces other probes in Europe. That includes Spain, which has ordered prosecutors to investigate X, Meta, and TikTok for alleged crimes related to AI-generated child sex abuse materials on their platforms. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
Iran has announced the temporary closure of the Strait of Hormuz for live-fire military drills. The rare show of force came as its negotiators held another round of indirect talks with the United States over its disputed nuclear program. On Wall Street, the Dow by 32 points, the S&P rose 7. This is SRN News. More bad news about America's young adults. Correspondent Michael Harrington reports.
We already know they are less inclined to get married and are having fewer kids, so perhaps it should come as no surprise that they are dating less. A new poll released by the Institute for Family Studies finds that well over 2/3 of young adults rarely or never go on a date. The primary reason is money. Most of them don't have enough. But there's also been a rapid rise in social anxiety and an obsession with what the digital world can offer. Michael Harrington reporting.
New York politicians have defiantly raised a rainbow flag at the Stonewall National Monument amid a boisterous cheering crowd after the Trump administration removed the symbol of gay pride from the LGBT landmark. The Park Service quickly took the flag down again, and the Interior Department dismissed the incident as a political stunt, criticizing the city's Democratic leadership. This is SRN News. This just isn't the kind of headline we're used to.
Thailand is using a birth control vaccine on elephants, trying to stop a problem where the massive creatures clash with humans while searching for food. Wild elephants killed 30 people last year in Thailand. Veterinarians tested the vaccine on domesticated elephants for 2 years before giving the shots to 3 wild elephants. That vaccine blocks pregnancy for about 7 years. Jason Walker reporting.
Warner Brothers.
Like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can say. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
If you don't want to hear real facts on social and political issues, then stop listening now. Otherwise, stay right here for real issues, real facts with real people.
His name is Joe.
Instead of fighting with these people, what I do is I throw stats at them. Let them go with it.
The Adventures of Joe.
But I've actually even got to the point now when somebody starts arguing with me, prove your facts, I go, now.
All right, what do you say, Joe? What do you say to that?
You didn't prove yours. Mine you can find at the CDC or on the FBI website. You need to do your own homework. Because when you spoon feed them, even when you do that, they tell you you're wrong, even though they have nothing to back it up with. Just like AOC, nothing.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here on the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. And I do appreciate the time that you guys are spending with me on the air, in the chat room, connecting in any way you can. And I do, I very much appreciate it. I know there's I know it's a joke between us, well, kind of, sort of, but I know there's 3,000 other shows you could be watching. And you've chosen this one. And I very much appreciate it. Again, when there's so many things happening out there, so many things going on, and it's so tough to keep up with it all. I know that. And listen, I know you guys know it too. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. I don't want you part of the problem. Yeah, I am. I'm dancing all around the place because, as usual, I'm sitting here watching dead screen. It's okay. Technology is wonderful. Hello, NSA. Please turn it back on again. I don't mind. And I appreciate the time you guys hang out with me and spend with me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to nail a first segment from a previous show while I quickly fix this. Please bear with me. I am so sorry.
So far, this show has been awfully slow.
Except for the one I saw you do last Thursday.
When we were coming over here tonight, I was a little concerned about his driving. The minute he got to the wheel, I was worried. The left rear wheel he was going to do.
I look around the room and I realize now, aside from Clint Eastwood, I'm the biggest name here.
And now, the professor of political incorrectness, the naysayer of nonsense, the cure for Democrat dementia, here's Joe Messina.
Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here on the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged. I'm so used to that now. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. It's the way you need to be. It's the way we all need to be, frankly, honestly. And I do appreciate the time that you're spending with us. I do appreciate the time that you do get involved, that you do get engaged. So anyway, I mean, you have to think about some of the issues close to you. I mean, I was talking to somebody recently, and it's kind of like I keep up with different things so I can kind of report on them, right? No, let it think about it for a second. So I'm having to report to you and give you this different information, right? But when you think about it, you don't have to do that. You don't get paid to do that. But you want to make a difference in your community? Pick something. Maybe it's the water situation. Learn about water. Learn about the different safety features, how you can make differences with it. Who's on your water board? Do you have a water board? How can you make relationships with them to find out what's actually going on? Do the same thing with education. Maybe education's close to your heart. That's what happened with me. Now you start going to maybe some of the school board meetings. Find out what they're talking about, some of the things that they're taking on. Right? I mean, really. So, again, when you get that passion, when you find out what it is you want to start fighting for their rights, get informed on it first. And that way there, when you're talking about it, when you're defending it or not defending it, you got real information. You got real, not just real information, but you got real facts to step out on. And that's what you always want. You don't want, a lot of times when I get into what I like to call spirited conversations with some people, I ask them for fact. And it's funny because a lot of times they'll just say, well, go look it up yourself. I say that too, but I've already given the fact a million times. You go back and get one of my podcasts or whatever. I'm tired of constantly telling people where to find this stuff. Right? But I keep doing it because I think you guys should know. And I think you guys should have the tools you need to push back and fight back. I'm going to send you in the direction, but I'm sure heck not going to do the work for you. Right? And thank you for being patient with me. Technology is wonderful when it works. When it doesn't work, it's mind-blowing. Anyhow, send me an email, joe@joemessina.com, joe@joemessina. Come on, guys. I can't make it any easier for you. I do appreciate the time you're spending with here on the air, in the chat room, and texting and tweeting and just being involved and being engaged. So hopefully, I don't know if we're going to make it. Trying to get connected to Dr. B. Because there's so much going on. I mean, seriously, when you look at what's happening, again, another shooting, one in Canada, one here in Rhode Island, and there's commonalities with all of these. Not a couple of them, pretty much every one of them. And the drugs that these people are on, say right on them, promote suicidal tendency, depression, homicidal tendencies, and yeah. Be back in a few minutes. Don't go far.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors, natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more.
So go to MyPillow.com or call 800-923-1812 and use promo code AUDIO1 to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention. This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
You got a love bite on your neck. He's coming back this morning. What's the matter with you? Your life's going down the toilet. Cover up that damn thing. Come on, put some makeup on it. Right.
It's called being happy. What's wrong with that? 855 Real Joe. 855-732. Oh, will this work? God bless America. It worked. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. Get involved. Get engaged. And be part of the solution. I say that. I'm not trying to be flippant about it. I really want you part of the solution. I want you part knowing what's going on. You don't know who you might be able to help save. And I'm not just talking from a political standpoint. Maybe in life as a whole. Maybe people are having some trouble, and because of the information you've given them over the years, they trust you, they believe in you, and you might be able to make a difference in their lives too, not just their political lives. Because it's not all about politics, people. Some of you think it is. That's your first religion, your backup religion, whatever the second one is, Christianity, Judaism, whatever. It's just not right. So I've asked Dr. B to join us because, in all sincerity, in all reality, I don't have a license to deal with this stuff. Okay? And the shooters, again, we have two more shooters, one in Canada, one in Rhode Island, and the daughter of the Rhode Island shooter was quick to come out and say that, her dad had issues, had mental issues. Which is, God bless her for coming forward and saying that. We can't fix it if we won't admit to it. You got it? There's no way to fix it unless somebody admits to it, if you got the problem. Okay? So, in all seriousness, I want you to get involved, get engaged, but get informed first. And that's why I said to you, I don't have the information and stuff. I don't deal with it every day. And that's why I bring on I hope she's an expert or we're all screwed. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, Dr. B joins us as she does pretty much every week. Always appreciate her time with us. Dr. B, are you connected?
No. Yes. Happy to be here.
No, I don't mean that kind of connection. I'm talking about,
connected.
I know you're connected. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, again, I was just telling people about what was going on with the shootings in Canada and Rhode Island, and you've told me for years, I mean, put it together, figure it out. I don't know the name of the drug, but apparently the drug they're taking, it pushes, enhances, whatever you want to talk, however you want to talk to it, but homicidal tendencies, suicidal tendencies, depression, all the fun stuff that you want to make sure somebody has a gun with, right?
Yes. So I am actually getting in the process of getting an appointment with our state senator here in Texas, and then hopefully, I have a connection with RFK, like no joke, to talk about this because I when Charlie Kirk said, these mass shootings, as horrible as they are, I think, when he said, I think they need to happen, right? He meant they're going to happen. They need to be public because we need to do something about it. And that is kind of how I feel, is I don't want people hurt. That is not at all. But I mean, they need to be publicized, honestly, because number one, you've got somebody being treated, for an identity disorder, in a sense. These trans people. I mean, you can fill in the blank what they have, what they are, but it is a mental delusion. It truly is, and we don't need to continue to perpetuate that in any way. And I don't. But what you're talking about are SSRIs, and the problem is with these mass shooters, because I've worked and studied it extensively for over 20 years, including, starting with Columbine, the Colorado, the theater, all of that. And then meeting with one in prison. And he actually Kurt helped me with this because he became a mass shooter after being newly on SSRIs. And he had what's called serotonin syndrome. And the law I'm trying to get passed, and I hope this is okay, I'm just like jumping right in and taking this.
No, go for it.
The law I'm trying to get passed, legislated, and I'm very, very serious about this. This is not one of those things, but is just a requirement for anyone, but I will start at anyone 25 years old and under, maybe move it up to 30, but I would rather require anybody at any age to get a simple COMT test. And what that does is tell you if you have the gene or not. And 95% of the mass shooters have tested positive, alive and post-mortem, positive for the COMT gene. Now, when you have that, there are different variants, gene variants. So I'll make this very simple. If you test positive, and I have all my relatives get this, my nieces, my mom got it and found out why she was allergic. You're essentially allergic to the SSRIs, which are antidepressants. This is our Zoloft. This is our Prozac. It's all of those. And so what happens is, yes, it creates serotonin syndrome. What serotonin syndrome is, and SSRIs stand for selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So it increases the serotonin levels in the brain. And so it makes you happy, right? It helps with depression. It actually does that. However, now we're finding so far of the people that take these tests, more than a third of the nation, of the world, is allergic to SSRIs. And unfortunately, they find this out from homicidal or suicidal behavior or close to it. Yes. So what the problem is you take an SSRI, take the pill, right? Like these mass shooters do, because they're trying to mask whatever. So you take it, doesn't even matter why. You take this drug, and instead of your brain metabolizing it, which everyone knows what metabolizing means, right? You eat, your body metabolizes it, spits it out into energy, into waste, whatever. Your brain, if you're positive on either of these gene variants, doesn't know how to metabolize it. And so it stays in your brain. And you keep taking it and taking it every day without it. It doesn't have any place to go. And so it makes you crazy. It does the opposite. So serotonin syndrome and it can be life-threatening because you then make excessive serotonin. It's got no escape. There's no door. Your genes close the door and it doesn't let it out of the brain. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
very much so.
Yes, so that's what causes homicidal and suicidal behavior. And what the problem is with these psychiatrists, and it irritates me, a lot of them don't know about it, don't want to know about it, right? Because they get paid to prescribe. And so they prescribe, and you go in and say, oh my gosh, I'm going crazy. I'm not. I am more depressed than ever. I am like suicidal. I'm homicidal, whatever. And then they up the dose. Let's just up the dose. And that is actually
that makes sense. If it's making me crazy, give me some more. Okay, we got to go for a break. Be back in a minute. Don't go far. A lot more coming up with Dr. B when we return.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's home ownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
America's News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time. A new report shows strong private sector job growth over the past 4 weeks. ADP says preliminary data indicates an average of more than 14,000 jobs added per week through October 11th, a big improvement from September. Due to the government shutdown, ADP will now release 4-week employment averages every Tuesday. Hurricane Melissa is pounding Jamaica, marking one of the strongest landfalls on record in the Atlantic. The storm is bringing life-threatening flooding, heavy rainfall, and landslides across the western part of the island.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas.
gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Feel the rhythm now. We should be singing together, you and me, all night, holding hands and moving on. We should be singing together.
We are back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. And I do appreciate the time you're spending with us here on the air, in the chat room, texting and tweeting, and being part of the conversation. You know what? Let me bring around. Dr. B is with us, and we're talking about the commonalities in these mass shooters across the country. But before, I got a giggle for you before we go, right? So all day long, I've been seeing these tributes to Jesse Jackson, okay? And on CNN and everywhere else, and yada, 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 right? Now I'm looking on the screen. You got Finnery is on Newsmax with, Larry Elder. And they're calling him a race, but they're letting him have it. And on top of that, I spent 2 days with Elvita King, and she alluded to the fact that he had his fair share of issues and was fighting with her uncle the day he got shot. So quite interesting to hear the different view. Yeah, Jesse wanted to go the violence route, and MLK said, no, we're not having it. We're not giving them the ammunition they need to come after us. We're not doing it. So anyway, there's my little story.
Yeah, it's good because they were both false teachers. Neither of them should be called pastors. Sorry, but you need to be above reproach. You don't go and have affairs and yes.
Wait a minute. I thought pastors were absolved from that or something.
Yes, that's right.
No?
So there's some dude, Pastor Brandon, somebody that's famous. I think he's Hillsong or Bethel or whatever. And he is going on and on and on. Here's a trend I'm seeing, and then I do want to get back to SSRIs because I have a couple of messages of people asking me about the test. But let me just finish this thought. I've been really active on social media, just posting scripture to many false teacher pastors. Social media. I mean, they have thousands upon thousands, if not millions of followers, and posting all this junk about Trump. One is even a pastor at a church that I went to in the Bay Area, and I'm watching him trash Trump, and I'm like, when did this become what you're supposed to do as a man of the cloth? Number two, where's the scripture? Number three, go be a political pundit and retire your robe. I mean, or your pastor name. It just blows my mind. And I have a good friend that's sending me these things, and I go and look and I research. I don't just watch the one thing. I like to research. I like to go get context, right? And I am seeing these pastors after pastors just hung up so much on the man of Trump. And you and I have talked about this, forgetting about King David, forgetting about so many of the prophets, right? And Nehemiah. I mean, so many. Just how imperfect they were, and that God can still use them. And it says, I literally was on this, sorry, I get all fired up, especially about pastors, because that's who is leading so many astray. But I went and said, with all due respect, sir, it says that we are to listen, respect, and obey all governing authorities, as long as it doesn't, nobody question, it's not denying Jesus, right, which Trump does not do. None of his policies do. In America, we don't have to face that right now. And what was the response? Jesus never said that. That's not in the Bible. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I have to pour into Romans 13, and I've got to pour into Colossians, and I'm just writing scripture after scripture. Well, that's not what it means. I'm like, it literally, that is what it means.
We've gone from he never said it to he did say it, but that's not what it means. Got it. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Yes, and so all these people on his page are like ganging up on me, and where's your love? Where's your love? You effing this, and I'm like, whoa. wait, I thought that was a Christian page, and the stuff and the laughing emojis and you're what's bad for, and I'm like, what are you talking about? All I'm doing is posting the word of God. That is all I'm posting. And they're just coming at me. And this is a pastor's page, and he's not doing anything to defend it. But I looked at all of his stuff. I don't know who he is. I think he's famous, some Brandon guy. But all of his stuff are quotes that Pastor Brandon has come up with. No scripture, nothing relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it just irritates me. And so
That's
Jesse
scary.
James, fake.
Yep.
MLK, fake. You're not pastors. Vodi Bakum, that was a black pastor. Walked his talk. Was
he
incredible.
was good. He was really good. I enjoyed him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just sad, and I do what James. I even wrote it. Why are you saying this to him? These people, and I said, well, James 5:19-20 asks us to call in judgment, in righteous judgment. It's a different judgment word. The Hebrew and Greek is very different from "thou shalt not judge." Right? I hate when people get it wrong. That we are to call fellow Christians out, especially false teachers, when they're leading other people astray, so they can turn around and get their heart right and be saved from eternal death. And I put that verse too. Yeah, and they're like, that's not a verse. I'm like, okay, literally, I don't know what you're reading. That's a verse.
You know what?
But
You've got much more patience than I do, because I usually poke them twice and then leave and go, okay, if you're going to be an idiot, a spiritual idiot, I can't hang here, so.
yeah, no, all I do, Joe, honestly, if they keep saying that, is post scripture until they say it's not true, it's not in the Bible, then I leave, because there's nothing you can do at that point. It's literally.
Can you take a picture of the Bible you're using so I can get a copy?
Yeah, it's not even worth it. I know you would do that. You go for it. But it is so bizarre that you walk into a padded white room and you're like, oh, we're in a padded white room. No, we're not. We're Disneyland. Okay, I'm done. There's nothing I can do. Literally. Do you not see the padded white room? No, it's Disneyland. Okay, great. Disneyland.
All right,
I'm out.
Go back to your SSRS. We're going to run out of time, and people want to know what it is.
Yeah, SSRI. So I got 2 messages, how to get the test, and then talk more about it. So all you have to do, insurance covers it. It should be a simple copay test, $10, $20, $30. It's the COMT. So Charlie, Oscar, Mike, Tango, COMT /MTHFR, mother effer, literally. So get that, and then I know it literally is a mother effer of a gene. Sorry, it's MTHR. Sorry. Anyway, see if you have the VAL or MET, VAL or MET gene, and then it'll say VAL or MET, and you'll either be negative or positive. And if you're positive on both, you need to stay away from any kind of meds that are psychotropic drugs, which are SSRIs. There are a lot of things. Those people are more prone to be ADHD, ADD, and a lot of it can be helped with like natural things. There are natural ways you can do it. So just look it up. Go to the amenclinic.com. They'll teach you how and show you how. Magnesium, vitamin B. You definitely have a vitamin B deficiencies. And a lot of vitamin B and folate will take care of what SSRIs would do to you. So if you're positive, talk to your doctor. If they don't know, you can always call me and come find me, drbradio.com, and message me at drbradio.com. Email me, and I'll be happy to take you through it. But if you're taking an SSRI and you've noticed confusion, agitation, rapid heart rate, muscle rigidity, I mean, there's so much. That is immediate medical incident, and you need to get to the doctor right away. But especially, at least they passed a law, I want to say in 2014, I don't remember exactly, that on the labels of all SSRIs, it has to say that if you're taking this and you're 25 years or younger, that it may have adverse effects, homicidal or suicidal behaviors. Yeah, at least they have that. But I'm like, really? Because you still prescribe it. Here's some poison. It may have some bad effects. Really? Really? Okay. But now we're finding that these mass shooters, they're not necessarily all 25 and under. And it doesn't really matter that they thought that it had to do with brain development, but it doesn't. It has to do with your genes. So just if y'all would just pray for me that I can get into, Senator Parker. I've already heard from his office. He's a good friend of mine, so I'm hoping to get in with him. And then even more so RFK, because he, my friend Shanae Anderson got to be at a round table with him and has been trying to get me connected to talk with him. Because if we can pass this nationwide, that would be incredible. We'd save a lot of lives, and not just of the people taking SSRIs, but
well, he seems to be on that page. I've taken a hard look at some of these drugs, even our daily stuff, yes, but even the long-term hardcore drugs, and making some decisions on it there as well. So you might be doing well with it,
Well, the thing is, it's like I know I've got the whole psychopharmacology population, those doctors against me, right? All of the companies, because they make a ton of money on this. Trump has already reduced the pricing of them, or it's supposed to hit, I think, March 1st, for insulin, for some of these SSRIs, for Ozempic, things like that. He passed the Trump RX law, which is so funny.
All right,
Trump RX.
Hold on. We got to go for a break.
There's
Be
so
back
much
in a minute,
more.
people. Don't go far. I know. We'll be right back.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country, with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor, guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me can understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder.
You know this man. Go ahead. Make my day.
When marimba rhythm starts to play, dance with me, make me sway.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. I'd rather you send me an email, though, joe@joemessina.com, joe@joemessina.com. And I very much appreciate the time. Look, I know there's about 3,000 shows you could be watching right now or listening to. You've chosen this one, which I'd like to believe shows me how high your IQ is, but that's just my... what are you laughing at me for? Dr. Bridget Melson joins us. I don't. I need psychiatric care, don't I? I mean, full of myself, as some people would say.
You have me at low IQ. Sorry, that doesn't take much.
Anyhow, we were talking about again, you can't. If you bring up mental health, isn't this interesting? You've seen all these Karens that are attacking ICE agents. They don't look normal. They look possessed. They look out of their minds. And then now you're going to give some of these people these drugs that promote homicide, that promote suicide, promote, depression. I don't think so. Right?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that, I mean, I want to say for people that don't have the positive on these genes or even positive on one, and SSRIs can really be biologically helpful and functional and necessary to, when people don't make enough, just like anti-anxiety drugs. Anti-anxiety meds are fantastic for people who make too much, their cortisol levels are too high, too much adrenaline, tachycardia, things like that you don't want to take, propofol, things that are going to knock you out. So I want to say that all SSRIs are not bad, and John MacArthur would be yelling at me right now from the grave. But anyway, just the important part is get the test no matter what. And the cool thing is, I don't want to someone said, so is there hope for people who can't take SSRIs? Yes, I don't want to depress people and make you more suicidal. There's absolute wonderful help to get you stable if you're positive for these genes. Like I said, number one, natural vitamins. There are some incredible ways. A lot of it is a vitamin B shot, folate, and magnesium. Amazing things you can take. Also fish oil, but you work with a holistic doctor that can help you and a naturopath. The second thing is there are a couple wonderful anti-anxieties that can also help stabilize you, so you do not feel like you have to have an SSRI. Because some people take SSRIs for anxiety. Those people that need it for anxiety most likely have one of the gene variants. So, there's some wonderful new anti-anxieties out there, not Xanax, things that are not addictive. So, there's hope. Either way, we got you covered. There's enough great research, so I wanted to mention that so people aren't like, oh, shoot, I can never be helped. You can, I promise. But yes, these crazies that you see, people ask me, like, what is it about these rioters? They don't even call them protesters because they're not. They're like rioting. They're just coming up against, they make no sense. They will not listen to truth. And what happens in their mind, like what flips? And two things I will tell you from a spiritual perspective, a biblical view perspective. It's going to be lack of discernment, lack of the Holy Spirit, lack of decision making, lack of humility. It's a completely prideful thing. Now, if you're going to look psychologically in a purely secular worldview perspective, what is going on is there are adult tantrums that are turning into psychotic episodes. And when you get to that point, you cross center, and it's very similar, except it's very similar in people that in our military that are on the field and they get zoned in, and this is what I'm going to do, and that's my enemy, and I'm going, and they hear nothing else, they see nothing else. They are trained to do that, though. They are trained to take the abuse so they don't go into a psychotic rage, right? They're trained to endure. So what we are seeing is very similar psychologically, what we're seeing in the brain happening, except for they're not trained, they have no purpose, and they're losing their mind, truly, because it's all about themselves. It's not about the greater good. It's not about their fellow man. It's not about saving America. It's not about defending and protecting. So I don't know if that makes sense. So we all have that capability, but when we're not trained and we're not sane, we lose it. And that's what's happening. I look at it from a purely spiritual perspective, that they've completely lost their mind. I don't think they're possessed. Some of them might be. I think a lot of schizophrenics may be, and schizoaffective disorder. But these rioters, they think it's all about them. It's absolute truth, right? It's all subjective. You and I have talked about that. They don't know how to cope. They want what they want, and they don't like Trump. It's funny, my husband said the other day that TDS should be in the DSM, 6, the next DSM book manual. I'm like, it certainly should. Because it's a thing. I would love to do a functional MRI on liberals, so they get functional MRIs, meaning you show them pictures of Trump, you show them pictures of God, you show them pictures of Christ, you show them pictures of any Republican, any conservative, Charlie Kirk, literally. I mean, I'm not kidding. Show them pictures while they're in the MRI, and let's see what's going on in their brain, and that will tell you exactly what's going on. They will go nuts.
Wow.
Yeah, it'd be a cool study, huh?
Yeah, I really hadn't given that much, thought as to a. So you get to see with that active MRI, you get to see what's going on in their head with certain things, correct?
It's a little F MRI, functional MRI. You'll love this. They did a huge study on it with video games. So they had the video game system all up and ready, controlled. And so they had men, men and boys, so age 13 up to 35, watching and playing violent video games, and did functional MRIs and SPECT scans, SPECT scans, while they're playing these violent video games to see, are they really feeling it? Are they not? Is it real to them? Is it not? And they measured it with perpetrators of domestic violence, functional MRIs of showing them, when beating their women, getting them riled up to where they wanted to hit and act out. And the brain scans were exactly the same, because the brain didn't know the difference between a video game versus reality. And it was the same exact issues with the brain and the new pathways, neural pathways that were being formed negatively watching violent video games versus being a domestic abuser.
Wow. Years ago, and I mean years ago, shortly after I started the show, I had a bunch of Marines on this show, and I had their drill instructor on with me. And we were talking about the different things that they were doing and some of the challenges they were having with some of the kids now coming into the military as a whole, not being able to cope and really understand what it was all about. So anyhow, he did say the one thing that has gone up with them, you ready for this one, is their kill rates. And he attributed at the time to video games. And he said, look, these kids are looking at realistic video games, and they are kids when they start. They're looking at real video games, perceiving as real people. They're killing people in the video games, and it's not a big deal because it's a game. So it's sharpening their reflexes, it's sharpening their brain responses, it's sharpening all this stuff, and there's no reality. It's very hard for them to separate the reality from fantasy. So you're just kind of backing all that up right now.
Absolutely. It's something I've researched for, like I said, 30 years. It's interesting because my daughter came in today, and part of, she's having a rough day emotionally, and I'm like, what's up? And this is so significant. But she said, I was watching a movie. I know she's very sensitive. Like, she can't watch scary horror things like that, anything like that. But she said she was watching this movie. It was just like she didn't think it was a big deal. But it was like one of those true crime things, and it completely, she lost it. Her heart started pounding, and she goes, it was like it was real all day, Mom. Like, I couldn't get it out of my mind. Like, my brain cannot tell the difference. And I'm like, you're speaking the truth. Your brain cannot. And so you tell the difference. And some people are like that. It's usually very discerning people who I call hypersensitive. You enjoy the highs, the sunsets, God worshiping like 10 times more than most people, but then you also feel the empathy and the discernment of the lows. And I said to you, and it was a good lesson, right? This is why I'm like, parents, moms, dads, sit down, have times with your kiddos over a Coke, pizza, coffee. I said, you have to be aware of this. You're 16 going on 17, you're going to college in a year. You have to be aware of these things and learn to walk out, even if it's a movie theater, if it's in a dorm with a friend. You just have to know your boundaries, because you do have spiritual and psychological boundaries. And it was a great talk, but it is true. Some people are extra sensitive. I call them hypersensitive. And she felt better knowing that, I'm not crazy. I'm like, well, not technically, kind of, but no, you're not really crazy. But you will
You're
be.
a teenager. Of course you're off.
Yeah, right? You'll get better, I promise. But we all have to know our limits, right? We've got to listen to that. And these liberal rioters don't. They just go over center and look at them. They're just, if I see one more memorial for Good and Freddie, I'm just like, they were crazy.
Take a breath. There's crazy people everywhere. All right, we got to go. Where do they find you again? Quick.
Oh, drbradio.com. Come find me.
Joe Bassino, your host. God bless, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Don't do anything stupid. Want you back here with me tomorrow.